The Slater Crusaders, America's the greatest country in the world. Glad you're here. Happy Super Tuesday. There are so many possibilities and scenarios here that we could talk about. And in the end, as we'll talk about at the end of the show, anything can be spun into anything the media wants, right? So Sanders could win every state and somehow the media would spin it into a victory for Biden, right, if they wanted to. And as we'll talk about here coming up in a few minutes, we're going to go into great scientific detail about how the delegates are apportioned based on individual vote tallies per congressional district. And in the end, that doesn't even really matter because the Democratic Party can do whatever they want. So with those two giant disclaimers initially made to review, the disclaimer is it doesn't really matter. That being said, we're going to continue to press on as if it does. So here's the deal. 14 states. We got Alabama, Arkansas, California, where I live right now, Colorado, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Carolina, where Trump was yesterday at his rally that we aired here on the 1st, Oklahoma, Tennessee, my adopted state, Texas, Utah, Vermont, and Virginia. Those are the 14 states up for grabs today, and like American Samoa and Puerto Rico or something. So all the debating and caucusing and all the rigmarole so far has resulted in 149 delegates. That's it. Like Iowa's like 20 delegates, maybe. Today, so we've had 149 delegates awarded so far. Today, there's 1,357 delegates that Biden, Bernie, and Elizabeth Warren are going to be fighting over. Really, it's Biden, I should say Biden, Bloomberg, Bernie, Biden, Bloomberg, and Warren are going to be fighting over. Warren may win Massachusetts. That's not even guaranteed, which would be pretty embarrassing. But other than that, I don't think she'll win maybe 5 more delegates, and we'll talk about why coming up here in a little bit. So we're going to get into the weeds for a few minutes. Let's start the clock here. We'll do like 3 minutes of getting into the weeds here. Math, so I've hosted a radio show for years. Math is really hard on the radio, so we'll see how well it goes on the TV here. So Bernie Sanders needs 1,991 delegates, there it is, going into the convention to secure the nomination. That's the majority of delegates, 1,991. So they do the first round of voting, and all the delegates who go into the convention are pledged. They're pledged delegates. You delegate must vote for the person that the people of your state told you to vote for. So you go into the first round of voting, and you're a Sanders delegate. You have to vote for Bernie Sanders. If he gets 1,991 delegates on that first round of voting, then it's over, presumably, unless the party again just decides to blow the whole thing up and do whatever they want in the end. But if we're going to play the game here, he gets 1,991 delegates, and it's it. He's the nominee for president for the Democratic Party. If the first round of voting, he does not, or no one gets 1,991, no one gets that majority, then it's totally game on. It's absolutely free for all. All the delegates can do whatever they want. So that Bernie Sanders delegate, or that person who went in who had to be a Bernie Sanders delegate, is now like, I like John Kerry, or whatever. They can do literally whatever they want. And there's 3,979 delegates. They can do whatever they want. And during the second round of voting, they throw in an additional 771 super delegates just to mix things up a bit. And obviously they can do whatever they want. This is where Bloomberg comes in. So stay tuned. We'll talk about that in a second. Now, it looks like, and a lot of this really depends on today, Sanders is in the lead. Right? He's the presumed nominee if all things go in this direction at this pace. He'll be in the lead, at least. If Biden does really well today, if Biden outperforms what people have been thinking, then it's likely we're going to be headed to a brokered convention. Now, if he crushes it, then I guess he could win, but it's unlikely that he'd get the 1,991, right? So the best Biden can really hope for is to prevent Bernie from getting 1,991. So if Biden does really well today, then we're probably headed to a brokered convention. If Bloomberg does surprisingly well in Texas and California, then we're probably going to have a brokered convention as well, because they will both be keeping Sanders from that 1,991 number. Slater Crusaders, thanks for watching the first on YouTube. If you want more, like, subscribe. We got plenty.